guys, my name is RGB. If you're new to the server, welcome. If you're already a regular, welcome home. Today, as the title suggests, we will be looking through your OC submissions and picking 5 more characters to be drawn. I admit this took longer than I expected to come out, but hey, let's get this started. Okay, so let's start taking a look through the characters, and like always, I'm gonna read every bit of description we have on these characters. So for this time, I decided to pick the characters that had the most stuff written about them in their profiles. So I didn't read through them, I just went like on every single character profile and looked through the one that had the most amount of letters, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna pick you, and I'm gonna pick you, and I'm gonna pick you, and you, and you. So the first character we have today is Melanie Nimi. The creator's username is Gazy. So let's take a look through the description. Lana's twin sister, who is just about the complete opposite from her. Melanie is a lot cooler and meaner, but will open up more as you get to know her. She's in the fashion club, but is mostly absent in all the meetings. Apparently she's up to something different, something more spooky, let's say. Through the game, Mela's game character starts to change. It could be the AI just glitching, but it seems like she's trying to give a strange warning of some sort. Looking through her traits, we can see that her full name is Melanie Nimi, her nickname is Mel. She goes by she, her, and she has strengths in decoration and creativity. Her weaknesses are communication and cooking. Stuff she likes are scary novels, entertainment, and making outfits, and she dislikes pompous people and lots of work. Her personality is cold, loud, and chill. There's a lot more information you can find on her character profile, so you should definitely check it out. So the design is simple enough, and I really liked it, so it was an easy pick. The cover picture being a GIF that really resembles a title screen for a game really catched my attention, so there was no way I wasn't going to draw this character. One thing though, I feel like in the end I ended up making her hair a bit more pinker than reddish, and I went back and fixed it, but in the speed paint you're just gonna see it very pinkish. You're going to see that all of these characters are drawn in a more detailed art style, which is pretty funny if you watched my video where I was having an art style crisis, but I guess that just got solved now, and I'm managing to draw characters more detailed in this Persona style. I'm gonna be honest, I've been really into Persona's art style, even though I have never played any of the games, so we're just going through a Persona phase, and I just accepted that. I really like the way the eyes especially are drawn, so you guys are going to see a lot of Persona style eyes from now on, unless I have another art style crisis and changes my mind. Okay, so now hopping up onto the next character, which I'm so sorry, I'm going to butcher the character's name and the owner's name. I'm so sorry if I'm definitely gonna pronounce it wrong. Cedric Glynn Jager is the name of the character, and the owner of the character is Klaxo Crunch. So let's take a look at the character's description. Not updated background. Cedric was born and raised in a little town next to the beach called Rose Isle. A disease quickly hit the small town and many people died. Cedric's parents became sick from the disease, and soon he had to take care of his whole family. His mom, dad, little sister, and little brother, and then later on himself. He struggled to make money and take care of his family, but he made it work. At age 16, his parents died. He didn't tell anyone about it, and everyone just assumed that his parents were still sick. His sister died following a year after. When he was 17, his brother also passed away. He ended up finding a stray dog, and he named it Franz. Soon he somehow made enough money to go to astronaut school or something. I haven't thought of this part that much. And then became an astronaut. The rocket was originally called SS Stalker, but I don't know. The other people that went with him were Aya, Simon, and Eloise. They encountered a black hole and got sucked in, the rocket being pulled apart. They somehow lived. Cedric was captured by aliens and brainwashed. They trained him to become an object for the army for the war. He lost his left arm and half of his right leg while being punished by the alien. Extra non-confirmed things. Aliens somehow got his dog and made him eat it, but they let him keep the color? Lightning happened. I had an idea that he had carved something into the arm he lost, and he was super sad about that, I guess. So that was the character description. It's an interesting idea. I see how you could develop it to be a little more cohesive, and it could work. I just think that the dog part was a little excessive, but you do you, I guess. I really like the character design. I really like the astronaut aspect of it all. So, slay. I also really struggled with the nose for some reason. Really didn't fit the first nose I made, so I ended up making it different and a little bit more realistic, but in the end, I really like the final result. So the next one is called Lyall. I'm not sure I'm saying this correctly. The owner is Grey Warden. Okay, so apparently this character is to be mainly used in the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles universe because Grey Warden is cringe and free, and honestly, whatever makes you happier is the way to go. Lyall is an 18-year-old wolf shifter. She was born into a wild pack of wolf shifters who exist in a pocket of fey mirror magic, which the modern world would label a pocket dimension. Shifter packs reside in either those pockets dimensions or within society themselves, often disguised as a tiny community to throw off any prying government eyes. Lyall was in training to take up their father's role of the Atoned, the member of the pack burned with using their body as a vessel for an angered spirit. In her pack's case, a god. Sadly, her life in the pack was cut short when her friend since childhood, Yunan, broke under the pressure of becoming the next monarch from his mother and left, coming back on the brink of insanity and burning his home to the ground. Lyall wasn't sure if there were survivors, but upon the blessing of her father and responsibility of keeping the god out of their friend's hands, she flees Scotland, finding her way across the world to live with her uncle, Jager, with a genocide maniac hot on her tail. Now let's take a little look through the most interesting trait, personality. She was very outgoing and bubbly, though due to trauma she is much more withdrawn. She tends to stick to herself, avoiding the gaze of others. So let's see her goals. Pre-story, to live a normal, boring, and mundane human life. Post-story, protect the one she loves and rebuild her pack. Let's take a look at her powers. She's able to shift into wolf form, and she has lightning powers. She owns a bracelet that is worn under their sleeve that allows them to access a pocket dimension. This is given to all wolf shifters so that they can store a weapon of their own creation in case they find themselves unable to transform. Oh, I just found a phonetic pronunciation for the name. Lyall or Lyall both work, and I'm still unsure of which to go with. Lyall. I think Lyall is easier to pronounce. Okay, so before we move forward, can I just ask what is happening in Teenage Mutant Turtles lore? Because last time I watched it, I was a kid, and everything in the story of this character seems very, very intricate, and I'm like, aren't Teenage Mutant Turtles just turtles that became ninjas? Is there a lot of magic in this world? Please tell me in the comments now, I want to know. So let's go to the next character, which the name is Clarence. The owner of the character is Castle of Princeton 009. So let me go forward and say that I really like this character design, but I struggled a lot when drawing the face. I think it's probably one of my favorite character designs so far. I really like how she's very presentable and fancy looking, and I almost feel like I didn't do her justice, so I'm sorry. Let's take a look through the character description. Clarence is a very noble lady. She's the founder of her famous restaurant, the Black Stars, and has 500,000 in her bank account. She's loaded. Being the leader of her first business, she takes pride in her work. She doesn't talk much about her past, just don't ask about her left hand. So this character has both a backstory and the present day, and for the video not to get too long, I'm just going to read the backstory. So let's take a look at it. Clarence's backstory. Clarence came from a very poor city. She always struggled with what to do since most of her childhood was filled with working for the family to put food on the table. She always had a close relationship with her father since her mother was always out working overtime to help make ends meet. But it came at the cost of her health, soon dying later due to complications. One day when Clarence was 13, just inheriting her father's magic core, she saw the city was being attacked by enemy soldiers, and she had to run away by herself, leaving her life behind. Soon after, she attended high school, where Clarence would go head-on with her new academic rival, Allenov, during their early years. Clarence would always find herself just barely beating all in test scores, and even when she succeeded, she still never got the opportunity to express her limitless bounds of her creativity, so she picked up one of her favorite hobbies, songwriting. Though she tried her best, her talent didn't gain any traction. That was until an old friend saw her works and asked to write a couple songs for inspiration, and soon after she was working for one of the most well-known bands in the country and for her lifelong friend Orpheus. Let's take a look through the character trivia, since this character has some trivia answered. Let's see. Should your OC be trusted with money, she'll probably steal a shallow cut under your nose. Interesting. Don't trust her with your money. On a scale from 0 to 10, how lucky is your OC and why? 6. Mostly because she was able to go to a rich school when she was younger. It's sometimes hit or miss. Most of the times, the misses humble her more. Okay, so I was looking through the trivia and there's like a lot of things, so if you guys are interested in seeing more, you should definitely check out this character's profile. And now, last but definitely not least, we have Vista Limewire, which I just noticed is by Clock Crunch again, so I accidentally drew 2 characters from the same person, and this was an accident. I just noticed. I didn't pay attention to the character, and now I've drawn 2 characters of the same person. But listen, the aesthetics are so different, I didn't even notice, okay? They're different enough. You guys can cut me some slack. Well, I guess I'll be picking a random character who is not from the same person, and I'll be making a YouTube short drawing it, so you guys can forgive me for picking 2 characters from the same person, okay? I'll be honest, this character doesn't have much on their character profile, but I was really into the Frutiger arrow style, so I blindly looked at the character and I was like, oh, I really like this character. I'm gonna draw it, and I didn't pay attention to any other detail. I'm so sorry. Okay, so the name of the character, Vista Limewire. Vista Limewire is an Olympic athlete and a gold medalist for Air Soul. She is a very cheerful and encouraging character and often encourages her friends to do things like go on walks, runs, cook, swim, and among other things. She really cares for her friends and isn't afraid to show it. Well, that's the description, so let's take a little look through the character's traits. Vista likes fish, sports, and cooking. Her hobbies are running and hanging out with friends. She's 24 and a human. She's a bisexual and a Olympic athlete. And that's all the information we have for Vista. So Crunch, you should definitely give more information on Vista because I really like her. So get your creative juices flowing and give my girl more information because I'm gonna eat up. I'm waiting. This is a call for you. Write more about her. Her design slays, so her story should also slay. So you guys probably noticed in the speed paints, but for the characters that I drew a little bit more of the body, I didn't render as much. So they're pretty cell shaded and actually not that shaded at all. I didn't do much shading because I spent some more time on their overall details. Like Vista has some details on her clothes and the arm. I actually wanted to draw her fish stuff arm, but after I worked on the pose, I noticed that I cut the arm away, and I was like, but I wanted to draw the arm, but I really like this pose, and I was like, okay, whatever, maybe in some other moments I can draw her again. So I didn't draw the most coolest part of her design, but hey, don't judge me, my brain is small. Did you guys just see that I accidentally picked this character from the same person without noticing? I hope you guys like the drawings. Anyways, guys, I'm gonna be ending the video here, so I really hope you guys enjoyed this video and enjoyed the characters we're showing. When we hit 20k, you can expect more characters to be drawn, so never stop sending your characters on Veil so I can get them sorted out and choose them. And to anyone who didn't get their characters drawn right now, don't worry, because I'll still be looking through old submissions, and whenever I get the chance, I'm going to draw them. Maybe from time to time, I can still pick characters with the hashtag and make little YouTube shorts with them, so stay tuned to the YouTube shorts and stay tuned to your characters. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye!